Hello again. Let's see if this connection is a little bit better. Sorry we had to cut off the stream a little bit early. It looked like we were dropping a lot of frames and the Wi-Fi was just going really slow, and the stream was actually lagging like 5 minutes behind our feed, which did not look good. It looks like it's a little bit better now, I would say, right?
Yeah, I think it's working.
It looks like we're not dropping as many frames. Jesus Christ, what is going on here? Your tuition dollars at work, people. Okay, let's go ahead and start with the news then, with Naomi. Oh shit, keep forgetting. Let's unlock that. Okay, so as usual in this stream, we always like doing an industry news roundup. So you want to have a seat?
Hey.
Here's your
right.
mic. Let me turn it on.
Oh, nice.
So as usual, we like doing a little bit of. Do you want to scoot up a little bit too?
Yeah.
We like doing an industry news roundup where we go over a lot of major game events that have happened across the industry for like the past week, and offering our wry, witty, intelligent analysis, right, Naomi?
Yeah, we have the best commentary on things that are happening in the world, sure.
We are like the smartest. We are like literally the smartest.
It's our job.
It's our job to be smart and to say things. So
sassy.
Let's go ahead and cut to the news feed and go over the news for today. First up today, we have this event, this one about Google Stadia, where Google Stadia, I guess, gave some interview, put out some PR release that they will be faster and more responsive than local gaming hardware. Local gaming hardware being like a console or computer in your home or living room, right? And the idea is that Google Stadia, which is like a cloud gaming service Google's trying to roll out, you're going to be sending your inputs all the way like across the world to a data center, and then it'll be back, and that'll be faster, in fact, than playing at home. And you'll have negative latency.
Right, so they're saying negative latency, right? And so anybody who's done a fair amount of multiplayer gaming, especially any kind of fast-paced action game, knows that latency can be really bad, cause just huge lag in what you're doing and throw you off, cause things to get disjointed between what you're doing or your perception of the game and then what's actually coming back to you. But so what's negative latency? So actually, it looks like this article's been updated since the last time I read it and see if they added more. But they had originally said negative latency was that they would predict what you were going to do.
Specifically...
Yeah, there it is. Yes, you heard that correctly. Stadia might start predicting what action button or movement you're likely to do next and render it ready for you. Right, so then, this is the new paragraph, this third one. Negative latency, powered by a data center's worth of compute silicon, may offer future cloud gaming systems flexibility to anticipate the likely action of a user. Whether or not a player takes the anticipated path or another remains dependent on local player inputs. So this is out of control, right? I saw this and I was just like, this is amazing. We're at the point now where Google is like, how could we make games better? Because remember, Google, at best, they're a technology company, like innovating a technology. At worst, they're just a company that's all full of managers where they're like, let's get the latest, brightest grads from Harvard and Yale and just put them in some desks. NYU as well. And we'll just put them all at desks and have them manage each other. And so this is the kind of thing that results from like the combination of those two cultures is being like, I know how we can make games better. The games can play themselves. There are no longer any needs for this error-prone humans. Every game will be perfectly played every time. And actually, I would guess, given that it's Google and this is their specialty, that what they're doing is maybe predicting what action or button is next based on an algorithm which uses as its data set everyone who's played this game so far, right?
So this is kind of like almost a weird extension of like the AlphaGo stuff, right? Where they're predicting all your possible moves as a human, and then they'll show you the parallel universe that you've selected.
Right, I guess so. Although in that case, like AlphaGo would be trying to look for the most optimal move, or the one that's most likely to lead to a world where they win the game.
But it's like mapping the possibility space of the game.
Maybe.
Right?
I mean, I guess it's like any machine learning thing, right? You give it a whole bunch of data and you're like, okay, what's likely to come up, right? Just like when it tells you like, what video should I watch next on YouTube? Recommended videos. Well, other people who watch these videos, they watch this thing next, right? And it starts to be self-reinforcing. Or yeah, you do image recognition. You're like, what's this a picture of? And you're like, it's a dog, and actually it's Hitler with a dog nose mask on, right? And it's like, oh, it fooled me. I thought it was a dog. You know, like just weird stuff like that happens all the time because that's about how good, like that's what artificial intelligence actually consists of right now. So my guess is that they're trying to do some sort of crowd-based prediction on gameplay. So everyone will be just as good as each other because we'll all be sort of had our inputs predicted by maybe the first 1,000 players of a game. That's enough of a data set to then have everyone else sort of be predictedly playing the same way. The question is, what do they do if you actually put in a different input? So it'll be like, oh, well, most people chose A, shoot the man in the head, and you chose B.
You kissed the man.
Kiss the man in the head. So this is what you'll see. Right? It'll be like the reality will unwind itself and change to your decision instead of what the sort of crowdsourced decision was.
That actually sounds awesome, though.
It's sort of, now we're convincing ourselves that it's cool.
Maybe
like
Google Stadia is cool.
Yeah, so if it's super glitchy, this will be great, just like the greatest game glitches. But it just sounds like I don't even know what they think they're doing.
Yeah, every game can become Skate 3, right?
Yeah.
This next news story is from VentureBeat. It's about how Netflix and Doppio Games, I've never heard of them, partnered to create a voice-controlled game called the 3% Challenge. So this is Netflix wading again into like interactive games territory, right?
Right. The Netflix has started to do more and more games. Some of them are like, okay, you're basically a huge TV movie company, and you're paying for some games to advertise your newest series. Like there are a couple Stranger Things games, I think. That's not that unusual. They did Bandersnatch, which is the big sort of buzz, attention-getting interactive narrative that was pretty basic. And now they're doing these voice-controlled games, which is interesting because they're launching them on Google Assistant and Alexa.
Why is Joe Biden here? Go away, Joe Biden. Okay.
So I think this is significant because they're really showing Netflix trying to extend their content empire arms more into games. And I don't know, the step after this would be, like, are they going to do more things like Bandersnatch that are original games that are maybe launching even on other platforms besides Netflix? Because they don't really have a gaming platform. They could do interactive narratives, but that's about it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's interesting to see all these platforms and stuff converge.
Right. They're one of the big, what are they calling them? FANG now? F-A-A-N-G.
I haven't heard that one yet.
Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google.
Whoa, FANG.
Yeah, so Netflix is launching this on Google and Amazon platforms.
Huh, so you think they might like start blocking it eventually, right?
Who knows? Who knows what their strategy is? So some of these giant companies are just trying to be octopus-like and all up in each other's business.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so this next news item is from GameIndustry.biz by Hayden Taylor. This story is about how Epic Games is facing a class action lawsuit in Canada over Fortnite addiction. So I think it seems like some parents have filed a lawsuit arguing that Epic Games knowingly has created something that's addictive to children, and so that they should pay out damages for that.
Right. So, yeah, this is sort of following on some earlier news items that were before Game Center Live started. The World Health Organization created this classification, gaming disorder, which has been a bit controversial, not because anyone thinks, well, games are just purely good. They're not addictive, but because of the way that it puts addiction to gaming in the same category as heroin or cocaine, or raises these questions of like, is gaming a chemical addiction? And then kind of opens the way for some of these types of lawsuits So I don't care personally that much about like protecting Epic from lawsuits that may or may not go anywhere. But one thing I found kind of upsetting here was that Celia Hoden, who's mentioned like right at the top there.
Oh, she gave a talk here.
Yeah, Celia Hoden has given talks here at the Game Center and at GDC. She's very smart, especially when it comes to the design of user experience. Specifically, like how do we understand what the parts of this user interface does? How do we help players learn the game, the goals of the game, what they can do in the game? That's kind of her specialty area. But the very fact that she has a PhD in psychology is being used both in this parliamentary inquiry in the UK and now in this class action lawsuit as evidence that Epic is up to no good. Like, why would you hire a psychologist if you're not trying to manipulate people's brains, right?
Right.
Because that's what psychologists do, apparently.
Psychologists are only on a project to brainwash people, right?
Right. Like, how do we manipulate you and turn you into obedient drone? So. And I read some of the testimony in the UK, and that was sort of held up as like, you lied and said that there were no psychologists involved. When actually at large game companies, like they almost all have psychologists.
They have like teams of psychologists.
Yeah, exactly, because they're the anybody who's doing user research, like a lot of them have degrees in psychology to understand like, was this confusing? How do you learn this thing? Like, what were players' emotional reactions? Surprised that's psychology.
Right. By this rationale, you could argue that any industry that uses marketing, which will often have psychologists, like either consulting or on the teams, everyone is trying to brainwash you, which is true.
Right.
But
well, and to some extent, like a lot of this, like, oh, what's addictive? Well, anything that's pleasurable is inherently addictive, right? If you don't have something that is stemming your constant return to that thing.
Yes.
Actually, maybe you should talk to Game Center faculty Bennett Foddy at some point about that, because that was his area of specialty before he came to teach games here. He was studying addiction, right?
Oh yeah.
And there's a difference between something that's just addictive because you like it and something that's chemically addictive. Yeah, so all of this stuff is worth talking about, gaming disorder, but it can also definitely be misused.
Yeah, this kind of discourse isn't necessarily productive if we want to seriously talk about what the problem is, right?
Right. And I feel bad for people like Celia who are being demonized.
Poor Celia.
Aha, oh yeah. This is the big news, right?
This is the big news story that you basically can't avoid for this past week that's happened. Here we're following Vice Games reports, Matthew Galt from Vice Games reports that about Blizzard banning a Hearthstone player after they declared support for the Hong Kong protest movement.
Right, so there was a stream with two streamers interviewing the winner of a Hearthstone tournament, right? Mm-hmm. And then the winner of the Hearthstone tournament put on a mask, right?
A gas mask.
A gas mask. And then the streamer said, all right, say the 8 words and we'll get out of here. And the 8 words, well, I guess it's 7 words in English.
So the stream looked like that, and then the other 2 streamers were like, okay, I'm gonna like hide.
Yeah, they're
now.
hiding because they sort of know that this is gonna get some backlash, I guess.
Yeah.
But he just said, I think all he said was, liberate Hong Kong, revolution of our times, which is the slogan of the protesters in Hong Kong.
Yes.
And this resulted in him being stripped of his title, suspended for a year, and losing all the prize money from the tournament. Mm-hmm. And now Blizzard is really catching hell for it from a lot of different places. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on here. It's I almost want to say like nothing can be totally cut and dry if you have both Republican and Democrat senators making slightly different statements about why something is totally deplorable.
Right. We have a U.S. Democratic Senator, Ron Wyden, who's, I believe, for Oregon, right?
Right.
And then Marco Rubio, who's a Republican, right-wing U.S. politician from Florida, I believe. And they're both kind of agreeing that we cannot let this stand. China is overstepping its bounds.
Right. The Democrat said, like, Blizzard shows it's willing to humiliate itself to please the Chinese Communist Party. Right, so this is maybe a little bit of supposition. I think it's following after the NBA incident that happened.
Yes.
Also, was this also in the last week?
I think do we have a news item for that?
Maybe. Somewhere? The NBA. There we go. So there was just one tweet from the general manager of the Houston Rockets in support of the Hong Kong protests that for someone in the United States, that's like seems completely innocuous, right? Like, why wouldn't you say something like that on Twitter?
There's like thousands, tens of thousands of these tweets.
Right,
on
yeah,
American
all
Twitter.
sorts of people are doing it, but
it's not a big deal.
It made the Chinese government really mad. They got really mad at the NBA, and I think actually there's been a bunch of like broadcasts of NBA games.
There's a basketball, if you don't know what that looks like.
The NBA, the National Basketball Association.
Oh, streaming. Right. These are bad photos. Okay.
Yeah, so they basically, there were repercussions for the NBA's business in China. And the NBA, of course, is also a huge company.
Yes.
Making just billions of dollars. And so the Chinese government was like, you're cut off. And Tencent, that also has a huge deal, the second biggest tech company in the world, has a huge deal with the NBA. And they were forced... Or I guess, this is just saying, like, Tencent was forced to suspend its ties with the NBA, probably because, they're also having to operate under the Chinese government, doing business in China. So, what's going on with these companies, Blizzard, Tencent, the NBA? Well, I guess my take is none of these companies is inherently ever going to do the right thing for any moral reason because they're corporations, they're big companies. They are organisms that we, humanity, created in order to do one thing, which is to just try to gobble up profits. They're totally amoral. So we should expect them to sort of like run in whatever direction they think money or safety or, we're going to get punished, right? So that's kind of what's happening to Blizzard right now. Various people are trying to punish them. Because this one player said something, and then some people seem to be blaming the player. Other people are blaming Blizzard for not taking a stand. But the Blizzard's employees walked out. There was a movement to sort of cancel your ArenaNet and Battle.net accounts, and people are reporting like, Blizzard's trying to stop people from canceling their Battle.net accounts. Like the cancel account page is down.
I think that was just an overloaded server, though.
It could be,
Like an hour later, people were able to cancel.
Able to do it. Yeah, but it sort of shows that there's stuff going on.
Yes.
Streamers are quitting.
There's a famous Hearth. Is that one of our news items?
Yeah, Hearthstone. Blizzard is assessing the situation now, which means that they're just freaking out inside. They're like, "Oh my God, what do we do? We don't want to make the Chinese government mad.
Right.
We don't want to make our players really mad, etc." So I thought it was interesting. Again, going back to talk about Fortnite, the head of Epic Games, Tim Sweeney, right, was like, "Oh well, we would never do that, even though they have there's a larger stake of ownership of Tencent in Epic.
Maybe not."
So whether that's true or not, who knows, right? Because again, Epic is another giant company whose only real motive is profit. No matter how much a company is saying like, well, we believe in doing the right things. We're a family. We have values. Really, they're the same species. They're just about profit whores.
So in a way, to me, it just seems a little bit strange that like we're putting on this moral onus on rational capitalism actors to do the right thing or something, even though to them it's really, well, China has a big market, the US is a big market, we want both.
Well, players, I think, you see a ton of people sort of trying to call for a boycott or something like that. I think it's a little different if you work at Blizzard. But there are a bunch of people who are like, well, we can force Blizzard to go the other way. So they're getting out all of their, 1 million tiny whips, and they're sort of like whipping the beast back in the other direction. Right. And they're like, our whips will prevail against the giant whip held by the Chinese Communist Party or something like that. But really, you're talking about an amoral beast being herded around, and you can't rely on them to do the right thing. I don't know what the answer is here, but it's probably not create an esports community that's all based around a game that's completely controlled by one corporation that has no interest in anything except making money. This is what you get, and it will happen again and again and again.
Yeah, it's worth noting that part of the reason this happens, that Blizzard can take unilateral action like this, is because it owns like the Hearthstone League, right? It owns the Overwatch League. So that's why it can just go ahead and do all this. But if it was more decentralized, more player-owned, more of like a non-profit thing, then you'd have to have more dialogue before you do this, right?
Right. There could be different kinds of accountability, possibly.
Oh, I think Jesper's biting at the. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we're almost 1:30. All right.
Yeah.
Should we wrap it up there?
Yeah. Let's just wrap it up here.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. So that's news of Naomi. Thanks, Naomi.
Sure thing. I'll take off my mic. This is gonna go to Jesper.
Yeah.
All right. See you later.
Bye. So our next guest is a special guest named Jesper Juhl. Jesper Juhl is a professor, author, researcher, thinker who's recently finished a book. I mean, a book is a game, right, Jesper? Yeah, it is. Called Handmade Pixels. So here's your mic, Jesper.
Thanks.
Yeah, just over your head like that.
Okay.
Welcome, Jesper.
Thanks. Thanks, Robert.
So Jesper, some of our viewers might not be super familiar with you and your stature in game design and game studies. So, do you want to just briefly talk about you and your work and career?
Oh, sure. I mean, so if we want to do the short kind of history of it, yeah, realistically, I've been doing in the business of writing about video games for around 20 years. Who would have thought?
20 years.
Yeah,
That's older than some of the viewers on the stream. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this was not. I didn't plan for this, so I can't guarantee that this is gonna pan out for anybody who tries. But so originally I was just I was playing video games and I was making video games and programming video games, and then the thing I was wondering about was how can we talk about it? So it was very clear that a lot of people, including myself, were really interested in video games, but I didn't feel that there was kind of enough kind of theory or just a good language for talking about it. And so I got into trying to think about that. And so I originally studied literature, and I wouldn't say I love kind of the literary theory I was taught, but at least there were some people who were attempting to figure out how to talk about literature, what it is, how does it work, what does it mean, and so on. And then I was just started trying to write about kind of interactive stories and games. So that was the original thing I was writing about it at first. And then you would say the process is probably the same as I still do. I'm just I find some question that I don't really know the answer to, and then I try to figure out how can we talk about it. And in the first case, of course, there's this thing called narrative theory, for example, and then we can think about how does it apply to games? Does it actually work? And the kind of my original conclusion was it didn't work all that much, all that great. There's all these kind of other things about games, what today we might call it kind of gameplay, or all these kind of other things, or what games mean, or why we care about games, and so it's just trying to figure out how can we talk about this. This my first book, Half Real, was about that, trying to understand what the relation is between the kind of game system or even the game programming and say the story or the context that you're playing in. And then after that I got interested in the mid-aughts. I'm not sure what you call it in the US.
Yeah, mid-aughts is good.
Yeah. In the what we call casual games now, the fact that people the Wii was coming out and gradually started seeing what we call downloadable casual games, all the kind of things that later led to things like mobile games today. And I was just interested in what can we say about those? It was very clear something was happening, and it was just very different from when you write about storytelling. You often end up, especially some time ago, you often ended up writing about these are very long single player narrative heavy games. And just casual games was just something kind of very different. And it was just in that case then it suddenly became really interesting to think about what's the audience for a video game, and when you pick up a game, what actually happens that. There may be all kinds of conventions or you don't know kind of already that may, if you don't know them, you might be actually kind of prevented from playing a game. And that was just kind of interesting to think about these things we might call usability, these kind of things. So that actually tied into game design and the assumptions about the audience that people had begun to make in AAA games that actually locked out a lot of people from playing games.
So you've studied casual games a lot. I'm curious, like, what's your take on casual games like now as like an industry or field or even like a genre or classification,
Yeah.
right? How should we think about the idea of casual games now today?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. So it's interesting that there's this new term called hyper casual games.
Hyper casual.
Yeah, so these are a lot of them are these what you call like the .io games, like paper.io and all of these.
Oh, right. Agar.io.
Yeah, which are often kind of king of the hill games in a sense where it's like, or you might say they don't have a state in a sense, right? So it's just like somebody's already playing it, you jump in and then you make the longest line or capture the largest whatever, and then as long as you do that, then you're kind of the king of the hill and you might fall out again. And it doesn't. So I think one way to think about it is that there was again, like some years ago, if you read like a book on game design, they would say that you had to make sure that the player had fun within the first like 15 minutes. And then I think with like downloadable casual games, they're probably down to 5 minutes. And now I think with call like hyper casual games, I would say it's probably down to 5 seconds or something, right? And some of these even have like ads inside them, which are like micro versions of other games that you get to play. And these have like sort of, they have to be fun in like 2 seconds otherwise. So you can say that definitely that's just on that, in that kind of game, there definitely is a trajectory towards like being very easily graspable, like within seconds now for everybody to do. So I think that trend is going on. And then you can say at the same time, you have like with mobile, you got all of this, you could call like the RPG-ification of games. Right.
You mean like clicker games, or what do you mean?
No, just mean that the like
or leveling up.
Yeah, .io games are very self-contained, right? But like in most mobile games, you have something which in a way it seems to come from RPGs, right? That you have a character or something that upgrades, and then you have all these extra resources you pick up over time, and you have multiple currencies, and those carry over between game sessions. So it's in a way like that the games which used to be like very self-contained become part of this much larger structure, right? And might for various reasons, and one of them, of course, is you have to be able to sell stuff to people, right? So that's where the microtransactions come in, right? You usually don't have microtransactions in one-off games. It's usually something that will carry over or give you like a longer-term advantage. So yeah, and you can say that, well, in that sense, you would say some of the things that you traditionally might be considered like core gaming, like RPGs, carried over into what's kind of seen as like accessible casual games.
Right. So there's like exchange between a hardcore and casual category. Right? Yeah. Permeable divide.
Yeah. So it's not like there's no hard line. It's definitely clear people are kind of borrowing a lot in both directions.
Or some people even play both.
Yeah, exactly.
Some people play casual games and hardcore games.
Yeah.
And depends on your mood, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Identity.
Yeah. Hopefully, yeah.
And then you also had a failure phase, right? You were very interested in failure. So let me pull that up. So tell us a little bit about the art of failure and the ideas there.
Yeah, so that came about because it was also like one of these things. I usually start with something I don't understand or I worry about, and I'm personally like I tend to get more upset about game playing, especially about failing, than I should. And then I was wondering about this question, like why do I play games? Or there are many games I play, even though to an outsider it would look like I wasn't enjoying it in any possible conceivable way. And then I was just wondering about that. That's just super weird, right? And then again, the question, like, how do you talk about that? And then in that case, I started looking up. There's all this theory about like the theory of tragedy or the paradox of tragedy, going back to Aristotle, and the question like, why do we watch like tragic theater, even though it kind of seems to make us unhappy, and we usually don't want to be unhappy. That doesn't seem to be something people want. And similar like with horror, like people seem to be like scared out of their mind when they watch horror cinema. They don't look like they enjoy it most of the time. So actually, I realized that there's some kind of writing about that kind of historically about. So I try to use that to understand like why do we play games even though we fail, and there are a number of different kind of answers to that, and also some educational theory about like if you fail the wrong way, you end up like kind of being what they call like learned helpless, feeling learned helplessness. So you stop kind of believing that your actions are going to make any difference, so which is pretty bad, obviously, both in education and in games. And so that was like again like something I think which is kind of very basic about game playing, but just was super weird to me. And then trying to figure out like how can we actually talk about it? How can we actually say something about it. And I do write about like playing games. I write about playing Patapon and being like just super
I
frustrated.
love Patapon. Oh, we should have played Patapon.
Yeah, it's true.
Too late.
And being just super frustrated by Patapon.
Wait, but Patapon is just so like cute and like chirpy. It doesn't seem like it's very much about like Hamlet or tragedy.
No,
horror, right?
Yeah, no, but I think it's more like I think it's one of those games where it might also be like a translational issue, right? That it has these kind of super cute graphics, but it's definitely the kind of tradition where they don't care too much about communicating, like why you failed to the player. So there's all these kind of weird things, and you should have been paying attention to something that happened like kind of like 8 screens back or something in order
so
to.
It's actually unforgiving.
Yeah.
It looks very forgiving.
Yeah, and not very communicating, right? So it doesn't. It like if you like don't hit the timer correctly, it usually doesn't say all that much. So it doesn't say like you're too late or you're too early, like it might be in a traditional music game, right? So so it's more like nothing happens.
That's brutal.
Yeah, it's a super brutal. And so I think you can see that happens a lot these days. Also, I can guess Cuphead is another example, right? A game which I think looks super cute. Lots and lots of people want to play it, but it's actually super unforgiving. And I think which is like they probably like lost a lot of players for that reason, right? It's really unforgiving right off the bat.
But it's like an interesting kind of forgiving, right? It's interesting kinds of failure, right?
Yeah.
And they pair with different aesthetics.
Right? Yeah.
Which maybe leads us into the current book you just finished, and now you're promoting right now, right? So tell us briefly what Handmade Pixels is about.
Yeah, so this was like again like one of those things that kind of happened. Like suddenly we had this thing called kind of independent games, and it kind of seemed to pick up, and nobody agreed about what it was. And so then I try to think about like how can we figure out like what is this thing? How can we talk about it? And here I did something which you might call like what's called like an institutional history. so I looked at the different festivals who are promoting independent games over time, like especially like the Independent Games Festival, Indicate and Amaze from Berlin. And then I was interested in like of course you'd say like if you make an independent games festival, especially like if you did it like 20 years ago, you're not just say picking the best independent games. You're also telling people like this is what an independent game is, and this is the best of its kind.
The idea
yeah,
of it,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah, so in a way, it's also the history of that idea of independent games, which kind of initially people talk about a lot about independent games in relation to cinema, and so like
art house cinema, right?
Yeah, so especially Independent Games Festival, I think to some extent Indicate built themselves as the Sundance Festival
that was their tagline.
Yeah,
I wonder if it still is.
No, I don't. I think it kind of they moved that, right? So there's like we wanted to make independent games just like independent cinema, but what's that, right? And so then I just write about like how that idea developed. So initially it was very much about relation to kind of bigger studios or labels, and then like later on, I think it's much more of a kind of fluid idea. So I think the IGF usually says that you have to just swear that this game is an indie game. Yeah.
Right, like you just do a pledge to.
Yeah, but I think that's a tick
like,
box.
This
is indie, right? So it's become much more fluid, and so in ways it's less defined financially than it is like in kind of cinema or music, which is kind of interesting. So I just like write about these different ideas of independent, either as being like something that's kind of financial, or independent as being kind of games which just do something different, like which are like fun in a new way, for example. Or perhaps not fun, or just something entirely different, and versus like independent games, which are more about making a kind of cultural or political statement. And you can see these. I think these ideas of independence are clearly kind of battling each out, or like kind of in conflict. Or people. I mean, a game can be all of these, right? But it's certainly something that people disagree about. Should independent games just be like cool games that you could make in any other way, or should it be something that has like a kind of broader kind of political or kind of cultural kind of meaning? And so that I think it's just interesting to write about like how those ideas kind of changed over time when people were talking about this is what an independent game is, and also like you can see how this changes very concretely in game design. And it's also something you can think about, like what are the kind of, if you want to design a game, like what are the strategies you're using for promoting it, or like for making something that's kind of interesting or different from say like mainstream games, either like AAA or kind of mobile games.
Yeah. As someone in the scene, I've been thinking a lot about like, like sometimes people ask me like, oh, Robert, are you an indie game developer? And I'm like, well, and I have to like try to clock them a little bit. Like, okay, no, they don't really know anything about indie games, so I'll say yes, I'm an indie game designer.
Yeah,
right?
sure.
But if they're like actually involved in the scene or actually follow indie games, I'll be like, well, not quite, right? Because I think the way we talk about indie games, at least as indie game designers, we usually mean indie to mean, I think, commercial indie.
Yeah.
A little bit. Meanwhile, I think a lot of people, and I think I maybe include myself in this group, right? Where we're like, oh no, we're not indie. We might be more of an alt game.
Yeah, sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, all these questions about like, who's the real indie, who's the more authentic one, right?
Yeah.
I think are like super important and are what people are talking about right now, right?
Yeah. And so you say that what makes me kind of scholarly here is that I don't necessarily like take a position on it. I'm just like explaining here the positions that people are kind of using, and then you can like think about like what's your own kind of standpoint in these matters, right? Yeah.
Can't wait to go to your talk tonight, 7 p.m. on the 12th floor at 370 J Street. Can't wait to go to your talk and learn a lot more about the ideas and how you go about your argument. Oh my God!
Yeah,
oh my
and
God.
I have an actual copy
Wait,
of the book.
Cut to the main feed. Oh my God! Look at this! Look at this! Oh my God! It's real! It's a real book. Wait, Jesper, is it hard to write a book? How do you write a book?
Oh yeah, so and it has like
that's like pages.
And yeah, it has lots of pages inside.
There's screenshots of Braid. There's graphs. There's all these words everywhere.
Yeah. So this is like the first winner of the IGF from 1999, for example. So it has
oh my God.
Yeah. So yeah, it's yeah, and here's Cuphead, which we were just talking about. So how do you write a book? Yeah, you start at page 1. Well, you don't actually start at page 1. You probably start in the middle usually. Yeah, and then it's about the. Yeah, it's a bit like other things, right? In a way, it's about like so here's one of your games actually. So it's also a bit about having
I'm in this.
It's a bit about having a practice, right? So that in a way to be able to.
Oh shit! I'm in this.
Yeah.
Look, that's my game. Oh my God, where's my royalties? Jesper,
Yes.
come on.
Yes, and so that's where. So it's a bit like you sit you. So people start with different things. So I'm probably like write in somewhat accessible style. So I start with something which I think is an interesting problem, and then I try to like explain. Here's the problem. Is this weird, right?
Not just to talk to academics, right?
Yeah,
to
exactly.
Talk to like a general public.
Yeah. And so like in this case, I was like how can I? What's going on here? And the thing I kind of settled on was this idea of authenticity that I think independent games are usually promoted as being kind of authentic games, which in a way is its own thing as well. Like, so what are the ways in which people like say this game is authentic compared to something else, right? And so that was the kind of frame I looked at. And then I also had a research assistant, and we did all this thing. We looked at all the, say, like the rant sessions at IGF and the soapbox sessions. So,
wow.
So we looked at all of
Wait,
them.
so it's like you were making a game. You had like a staff of people to help you.
I just one person for like 6 months, but
Okay.
but then we looked at all of these and like wrote down and traced like from all the major festivals which games won at particular times, and I like tried to see if there were any kind of see the patterns in it.
Wow, yeah, rigorous.
Yeah. So
How long did it take you to? Would you say like in games, we say games always take a long time, right? It's not uncommon for games to take years for people to make.
Yeah, sure.
How long does it take to do a book?
Well, it's a good question, right? So the first thing I wrote about this, I wrote in 2014.
That's like a blog post or something, right?
Well, it's probably like a paper at a conference. And then so I probably started thinking about it in 2013, and then I finished the manuscript like last year, 2018. But then I still this stuff about copy editing. So I wouldn't say I was working on the project all the time, but
on and off.
Yeah, but at least probably like I would say like at least 2 years. I was saying this is what was my main project. I mean, I also have a regular job, which of course involves
you also teach.
I also teach and run a game design program right in Copenhagen. So of course it's also about a lot of it is about trying to carve out the space for actually doing the thing that you love. And so I settled on like kind of working in the morning before I check email or any social media, anything, and then like after lunch I let like the world of administration and bureaucracy and emails like rush over me. But
so last question before we move on, how do you have it all, Jesper? How do you have a thorough, how do you do all this research stuff? How do you keep teaching students, engaging with students? How do you like maintain a family? Like, how do you do all these things? How do we balance life? How should we live, Jesper?
With difficulty.
With difficulty.
No, we should live without difficulty. But of course it is hard work. Yeah, and again, it's also a bit of a I'm not good at like working late at night, for example. I don't do that very well.
You're the morning person, right?
Yeah, to some extent. So it's a bit like, so the way I've settled on it is like trying to carve out time, like trying to do one thing at a time. So I can definitely see in myself I lose like efficiency if I switch back and forth a lot. So just also in a way, especially when writing, I don't believe that I have to be like inspired. Mm-hmm. So it's much more about saying like, now I sit down and do the thing, right? And rather than waiting for myself to feel like kind of inspired or in some special mood. So that's how I try to do it. And then like write everything down so I don't have to remember anything. So that's also a big thing for me.
Write everything down so you don't have to remember everything with difficulty.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, well, let's transition next to our next segment where Jesper will hang out for a little while and then go eat lunch, I guess. This is our next segment called I'm Walking Here, where we play games and then usually set in New York, and then we complain about them. And complain about their accuracy and say, no, Central Park isn't like that, blah, blah, blah. So hopefully this will actually work this time. I downloaded a patch so that hopefully it'll work this time. So this game is called Alone in the Dark. Alone in the Dark. It's from 2008. And Alone in the Dark is, I believe, like... I think it's like a horror game, I think. I don't know. I haven't played this at all yet.
Yeah, but it has a longer history, right? So the first one is much... When did the first one came out?
Oh, right. The original Alone in the Dark is like one of the first like horror games, right?
Yeah.
So this is like a reboot of it, almost,
yeah,
right? For
yeah.
like a modern audience in 2008.
Yeah, so it's just called Alone in the Dark again, right?
Yeah, very confusing.
Yeah.
Can the game industry stop doing this? Like Call of Duty Modern Warfare, there's actually 3 of them, right? Ugh, it's awful.
But it's this kind of thing you just buy it again just to be sure, right?
Don't want to miss any of that new content, right? Okay, so did you want to play or should I play?
You can start. We can switch. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sure, I guess. Okay. So Jesper, you used to live in New York, right?
No, I live in Copenhagen actually.
But you used to.
I used to live in New York. Yeah, for a number of years.
So hopefully this game is set in New York, so we should be able to complain about its depiction of New York.
They came out of his body like they were alive. Get a grip, Hammond.
I have no idea what's going on.
It's finally within our reach. Nothing is going to ruin this. Nothing.
Nothing is going to ruin this.
Sorry, I would turn on subtitles for this, but I don't think I can turn on. I can't figure it out.
Oh, it is
subtitles for this, so.
Look at me.
Oh, that's me. That's my body.
So somebody has a plan that nobody is going to ruin.
Come on, sweetheart, rise and shine.
Oh. Oh, I have to blink? Wait, there's a blink button in this game? Oh my god. This is the greatest game ever. There's a blink button? Oh my god, I just want to keep my eyes closed for the whole game.
Yeah, so that's the speed run you do.
Thanks to Paddington, he's just an average Joe now.
I think there's some exposition going on. But this is clearly a New York hospital,
But
right?
did you have to blink?
Wouldn't you say? Do I have to keep blinking?
Going easy on you. Just give me a fucking excuse and I'll really show you.
Oh wait, I start getting like cataracts in my eyes unless I blink to get rid of it.
That's
actually interesting.
yeah, that's pretty cool, right? Yeah, it's a bit like these kind of games where you have to breathe, right? Because we tend to outsource like these kind of basic bodily aspects to the game, right?
Right. So it's almost like I'm playing as a subconscious, right? It's
Yeah.
like medulla oblongata or something.
Yeah, it's a
Hippocampus.
it's a crop of watching.
Oh, am I supposed to take this gun? Is that gun for me? Oh no! Wait, what's
It's
happening?
like you can walk through the.
Am
gun.
I gonna have to keep blinking for the whole game, or else like I get dry
Walk,
eyes?
all right.
Oh god.
But this is Do you think is this like the New York you know and love, or feel something about?
I mean, this is like a fancy Chelsea hotel. It looks like, right? Like I'm not allowed in places like this. I'm riffraff.
But it's a little weird, right? It was both like it seemed like some kind of clinic, and it also looks like a hotel. So I'm not sure what's up with
It's
that.
a concierge hospital, but yeah, it is a little bit strange. He keeps slapping me around. I don't know where I'm supposed to go. What's happening?
Yeah.
Wait.
It's the other way, 180.
Oh, okay. No, I think I have to keep walking
Oh,
forward.
really?
Stop. Let me open it for you.
Oh.
Cold meat.
What?
Move it. Upstairs, then to the right.
Wait, what is this? Oh yeah, this is definitely New York, right? Look at this concrete. I have to keep blinking. If you ever see anyone on the sidewalk blinking this much, like just leave them alone. Just walk away, right?
Yeah, it's a New York thing.
It's a New York
You
thing.
want to die like a dog?
What?
Wait, what? Wait, I have to restart?
Through the door.
I'm not actually listening to the dialogue.
So, but is it important that a New York game is like New York? Is that a thing? Why is that?
I think so. I mean, at least New Yorkers would have you believe it's important, right? I don't know why I had to restart.
Stop. Let me open it for you.
But it's a good question, isn't it? Right? Like do you,
Upstairs.
so
then to the
so
right.
usually you could say that art is also a kind of compression, right? That whenever art represents something, it's usually kind of compressed. So of course, like in movies, like you don't see people walking from A to B. There's like a cut, but
Right.
and in kind of in language, it's more like person A walked to the person walked from A to B. So it's very straightforward.
Uh-huh.
And then also like say if you represent like a city, in most cases in art, you're not going to have everything. There's always like a kind of process of selection.
Right.
So
Oh, I think horror things are happening. Oh, I think he died. Uh-oh.
again.
Do I have to keep blinking? I have to keep blinking.
Oh, so
Like, I'm
to
just,
see
like,
the
going
blood,
like
right?
this. Am I seeing this properly? Oh my god.
Yeah, it's funny. It's a bit like that. What's it called? There's a Dario Argento horror movie which involves a person who cannot shut her eyes, I think. And so if I recall, the story was that he was tired of people shutting their eyes during the carefully crafted horror scenes.
Oh.
Yeah, and so then he made a character who couldn't close their eyes, and that makes the audience like keep their eyes open. So it's a bit interesting, right? You have something kind of similar, like you're conscious about your eyes being kind of open in some way, right?
Right. Like we have to look at the horror, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and here's me. Here's what I look like. Oh, I'm like a handsome, rugged dude. Look at that.
You would have thought. And you even have a scar to prove it.
Oh, my pores are really big though.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I
what
need
they-
to use more skincare
what they can
products.
do.
I need to get some lotion. Oh my god.
Yeah. Disturbed dude trope number 387 punches the mirror.
It means a lot. It tells quite a story. Oh wait, now it's a third-person game. What? Oh.
Oh, you
wait.
can switch.
Oh my god. Oh, that's cool. Maybe I'll play like that. There's so much glare from the studio that I can't see the screen very well.
Yeah, the
anyway.
grades are kind of pretty in New York, I guess. What?
I guess so, right?
It's about time.
But what do you think? Like so if you kind of flip it around, like what would constitute the good game about New York? Do you play any good games which involve New York?
I mean, eventually, I think maybe this semester we'll probably play some Grand Theft Auto 4,
Okay.
which is usually held up as like the best video game in New York, right? Where it's doing the landmarks, it's doing the compressed film geography, right?
Yeah.
But so far, we just need to get out of the tutorial so we can even see New York. Right now, we're still stuck in this boring building.
But then you could say, like, isn't the way, like you say, the way GTA 4 is good about representing New York is that it, in a way, it compresses, landmarks and neighborhoods, in a way, right?
To the extent that people who play GTA 4 and then they come visit New York City and they're like, oh wow,
Yeah.
this is just like how I drove around on my PS4, right?
Yeah, so but it might not. It's probably pretty bad at representing, say, like kind of interactions on the street, for example.
Oh no, definitely.
Yeah. So
Oh my god, what is happening? I'm not even paying attention to this. Can we skip this?
being swallowed by the floor.
I thought this game was set in Central Park, and I have to like look at all these men.
But it's interesting in a way because what you're saying is also like what's New Yorkness, right? So New Yorkness is something about landmarks and neighborhoods, right? In a way.
That's true. Oh, our our captioner, our transcriber is chiming in the chat. A driving game is so not New York City. That's certainly a valid argument.
Yeah, that's true. That would be more like a yeah.
Grand Theft Auto 4 is very like anti-New York City.
Yeah,
sense.
that's interesting.
I can't see where to go. Where am I supposed to?
Yeah, like a
up?
traffic jam game would be very New York City, right? Did anybody ever do a traffic jam game? I'm not sure.
I don't know. Wait, I can't see a single thing. Where am I? The screen is just completely black.
Oh, what?
Okay, you know what? I have an idea. This is boring, so I'm just going to go back to the menu and go to the episodes and skip all that boring stuff until we can get into Central Park.
But it's true. It's interesting. So GTA 4 is the fantasy of a New York that you can quickly traverse, right?
Right? Ooh, 59th Street. Let's start at 59th Street. Yeah, I think so, right? I mean, it's the fantasy of driving, right? Who wouldn't like to be able to like just instead of walking on the sidewalk or taking the sub?
Mr. Scarf, take the rag doll up to the roof.
Wait, why do I have to do all that again? What? It was showing the scene we saw earlier. This game's confusing. Oh shit, I'm driving a New York taxi. Oh my god, yes! So New York. But this is not a very New York experience, right? Who's a taxi driver in New York? Not that many people drive yellow cabs here. Oh shit, I just drove through that. Oh my god, wow, this is actually very detailed.
I didn't mind, yeah.
Wow.
So what's going on?
This is pretty good for 2008.
Yeah, the characters do have this 2008 problem of having like kind of
Bulgy eyes.
yeah eyes like looking like eyes of a dead fish.
So they can show you that they have eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
Articulated
Yeah,
eyes.
and look, the mouth moves somewhat.
You should write a book about AAA style.
Yeah, exactly. That would be fun. That would be fun. But then I think that in a way, like everybody, I diss AAA style, of course. I think you use AAA style a bit, right? In some ways.
Yeah.
So I think you're this kind of standout kind of
I'm in love with it.
indie experimental game developer who's really into that. Tale of Tales likes kind of high visual fidelity too, right?
That's why me and Telltale's are friends.
Yes,
Because
yeah.
we both bond over our. Oh my god! Wait, I just died. Oh shit! Okay, we need to drive, I guess. We're driving on 59th Street.
Oh, this is such a weird thing. Now it's much more like, and now it's like GTA, right?
Oh, I think I was supposed to go this way. Wait. am I
What? Oh,
stuck?
seriously? Is that a vision? Oh, okay.
Oh, I just died.
What?
Oh, oops. Okay. I think I can actually see better on this screen.
So it's almost like it's Dragon's Lair basically. It seems right. So far
Oh, wait,
we've just
that's the wrong way.
you've just been playing these vignettes where it's like you have to do for 15 seconds.
Wait, that's the wrong way too. Uh oh, I'm dead.
you have 15 seconds to do the right thing.
Yeah,
right?
it's still the same like quick time events. Oh, react, replay it if you didn't do it right. But the signposting on this is just really not clear. Like I don't know.
Oh, this is right.
And then how do I go this way now?
Oh.
I mean, this is kind of. Oh, I just died.
This is kind of
already.
confusing, isn't it? And then it's like, yeah,
This is just like what driving through New York City is like, maybe.
yeah, I have it a bit like I was just out here in downtown Brooklyn, and and like there's so many new buildings. So actually, I lacked the signposting. I couldn't like. I like the signposting I'm used to.
Right, they like rebuilt everything, so
Yeah.
it's like, how do you even know where you're going anymore? Why does it cut to a camera when I'm supposed to turn? Like, I'm not. How am I supposed to know where to go?
This is really strange.
This is kind of frustrating and annoying. Let's skip ahead.
But
to another
how was
section
this
now.
how was this game received when it came out? Was this like do people?
I think it was buried. I think like I don't remember hearing about this game.
Yeah,
really.
but I think that's interesting, right? It's a bit like I heard in literature. There's this idea of the great unread, right? So like this, like if you read like literary history, there's just like the vast majority of the books that have been made are just nobody reads them, right? And
Right.
it's interesting. The same thing. You should like play games which
try this.
which kind of fell under the radar. Nobody remembers.
Yeah, like all this labor, all this money went into something and then just evaporated.
Yeah. It's also kind of depressing. Well, it's
Oh wait, this is recounting what happened in the story.
Actually remember anything prior
This
to
is
that.
like what happened last week. It's like a TV show.
oh, that's pretty cool.
That's kind of cool.
Oh, you had the monsters from
He
Half-Life.
doesn't recognize me.
Didn't it look like it? Yeah.
I mean, they're just monsters.
The head, but it wasn't like the head crabby monster from
Yeah,
Half-Life.
maybe.
Half-Life 1.
Oh, that was the gameplay that I could have done, but didn't, and gave up on.
And then what? Well, it's interesting. You could do like a memento. It's like a memento game, right? You start with the last level, and you see how the previous level had to be solved. Then you can go back and play that because it was like because you got the hints in the recap.
I hope our students are listening because that's a cool thesis idea, right? Oh, what happened? Oh, that's like a dead body or something.
Whose dead body is it?
Someone else, not us. I mean, that's a pretty common New York City thing. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yeah.
You don't just see dead bodies on the street. That was a joke.
That's what they want you to think.
I think we're in Central Park now.
No idea. Just give me a second.
Meet me in room 943. Fuck that, I'm leaving. Jesus, you're cut. Almost down to the bone.
I'll be all right.
Probably
That's how you do it.
thank you.
I'll be all right.
That's a New York attitude, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm bleeding, but it's fine.
Yeah,
I'll walk to the hospital.
that's very, very common.
I have to get you some help.
I guess I should follow all these lights because there's nowhere else to go. Oh wait, look at this tunnel. Right, so this is like a very Central Park kind of feature actually, right? These arched tunnels
Yeah.
and bridges.
And they also teach you an important lesson about masculinity. Like if you're cut and bleeding, you shouldn't seek help. That's very, very important.
No, because what's the point? Wait, there's a timer in the lower left screen that's like counting down.
Oh, okay. So you are bleeding, and you
I'm
do have
bleeding out and
you
I'm gonna
do
die.
you do actually have to seek help.
I don't know where I'm supposed to go though. Can I run in this game? Okay, wait, so the gate was closed. Maybe I'm supposed to go another way? I don't understand where I'm supposed to go.
An ambulance. Maybe they can help us.
That's a good call. Actually, I like this idea, like seeking an
Okay, one
ambulance.
more time. Help me up there.
How do I help her up there? I can't even see where I am. Oh, A, okay.
What?
So I boosted her up. The constant changes between first and third person are kind of confusing.
But isn't that also like that's part of the horror genre's history, like back to Resident Evil, right?
Pass out.
That it's hard to see?
Like the kind of camera angles.
Oh, right.
Was
That you
there-
don't have control over the camera, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Something could be sneaking up behind you.
Yeah, I was watching this video called Bedrooms to Billions, the PlayStation Revolution. It's about the history of the UK industry. They also talked about Resident Evil, about how it was always also a thing that they could do the visual fidelity they had because the background like wasn't kind of 3D, right? Or at least it was locked in time. Or locked, so there's a way of like upping the visual fidelity as well as doing kind of horror things by controlling the camera.
Crowley here. Crowley. So you're still alive.
Right, and so to a certain extent, like maybe like agency is at like odds. An idea of agency is at odds with like horror.
Yeah.
So you saw that, huh? Where are you? Why don't you come up?
Or at least with like suspense or like having things that you hide for the player.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least it's kind of it's kind of easy to do it by if you can control the camera. Right?
Check your PDA for current. Oh, this is an old game.
Oh, no.
Well, PDA.
And this is where you pull up your Newton and you have to
Okay,
write
here's
with
my-
do it in
Here's my
handwriting.
BlackBerry.
And you
wait,
have
there's
a
GPS.
rotary phone. What?
Oh my god, yeah, and this game's about Central Park. Oh my god, I just want to look at this map. So this is actually very complete, right?
But so far when you played it, it's been very like these very small kind of walled off locales, right?
Yeah. Oh
So
my god.
it doesn't seem like now it looks like you can take a walk in Central Park, but like that hasn't been the game so far, has it?
No, it's been very closed off, very on the rails. In theory, I can walk over, go to the Philosopher's Walk, go check out the Bethesda Fountain, go to the Met. Oh yeah, the Met is in this game, I think.
Yeah, the question: do they have all art objects from the Met? That's the question.
Oh yeah, did they model all those assets? Yeah, that's kind of interesting. What do you think we should do? Should we keep trying to walk through Central Park, or should I quit again and then just skip to the Met chapter?
Yeah, let's do that if we have a Met chapter.
So if you want to play this game properly, I apologize. We're academics. We're not real gamers. We don't care about this. So I'm just going to go skip ahead to the Met chapter and then complain about how they laid out the Met. Ride to the museum, the nest.
Is that the Met?
Should we do Bring Her Back or Museum Visitors? Which one's set in the Met, you think?
But don't they seem to like bring her back like the first one does? It seem to be it, doesn't it? Yeah, like the next.
That's a boss battle.
Episode
we don't
5.
wanna do one. Yeah, maybe start here.
Yeah,
maybe?
that
that
seems
looks
good.
like the
That seems
inside
good.
of the Met.
Yeah.
Okay.
Previously on Alone in the Dark.
Meet me in room 943? Oh, fuck that, I'm leaving.
Look, we gotta go. You two coming? She is. I'm going to the museum.
The hell I am. You think I'll be safe here?
Oh, and then we were gonna drive through Central Park. What? Why do they have to show that? Who cares?
She's one of
That's
my
not a story thing. Oh.
as you once were. I taste your fear. So
Wow, this game is scary.
questions.
Light is Lucis, and to bring is Pharaoh. So Lightbringer is actually Lucifer.
Okay, Lucifer's in this game.
All that is yours is mine.
100 years old.
I'm sure there's a perfectly reasonable explanation.
I'm sure.
I am, Sarah. Shit, I don't even know who I am.
I'll come find you!
Existential crisis is very New York. Like not knowing who you are. A lot of people come to New York to find themselves.
Yeah. Yes.
Is this the Met? Oh, that's
Oh,
creepy.
she's become part of a.
She's like part of the monster.
Oh no, is she part of the monster? Or is she just captured?
Is this the Met yet? Are we in the museum?
So it doesn't seem right that you what?
I have to free her? Oh, wait, what? Why did I drop the fire axe? How do I play? Is this the button? Wait, I just dropped it again. How do I free her? Oh, okay. Ew! Oh, that's gross. Ew, is she like covered and I have to do CPR? Oh, wait, I'm not doing CPR right. Wait, do I have to do it right when the heartbeat?
It's like CPR.
Do I have to do it right?
But is it like you have to do?
How do I do CPR? Wait.
Yeah.
3, 4, 5.
Oh my god, she's waking up. This is how CPR works.
Yeah, it's like CPR hero.
Oh wait, what? Oh, this is like a David Cage game. Wait. Okay, so I'm filling her lungs with air. Oh, I have to do this shit over again? I want to explore the Met. I don't want to play this.
It's also a little confusing because the timing is opposite. In a way, you're pressing the buttons on the offbeat, and then he's doing it on the beat or something, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Wait, what?
It was sucking the life from me. Inside, I was connected to something.
Yeah, maybe this isn't the Met. Maybe this is more like Staten Island. This definitely looks more like Staten Island to me. The bloody carcasses.
Something primal.
The CPR on the street.
Something primal.
Classic Staten Island.
What you feel?
What's this straight people nonsense? I can't. Can I skip this?
I told you not to take advantage of the situation.
Let's go to the museum now. Maybe we're inside the museum. That looks like a roof, right?
Don't wander off anywhere. I won't be long.
I'll help as much as I can. Don't think you're alone in this.
I know. I'll be back soon, okay?
Wait, what's this?
Alright.
Why was it telling me to press a button here? Oh my god, I can get drinks? Oh my god, look at all the drinks I got.
So it's one of those things where you...
Wait, what the heck? There's like a monster attacking me while I'm trying to get water. I'm trying to get some bottled water. Wait, I just want to run away. LT to lock? Lock what?
Oh, okay.
Wait, where's the Met? How do I get to the Met?
So is it like you have to press LT to... Will you just lock automatically?
Oh, to like shoot?
Yeah, it's like, what?
Wait, I'm spraying gas at the monsters? Why do I want to do that? It's like pepper spray. What is this? Why do I want to... I don't know how to play this game. I just want to see New York. Why do I have to fight these spiders? Wait, how do I... Jesper, help. Jesper, what do I do? Is this
Yeah, you have to
yet?
log on them.
But I don't know how to select weapons or anything. I can jump. The secret of most AAA games is that you can just walk away most of the time, and then it doesn't even matter. Like every fight is kind of optional.
Yeah, they kind of
walk away. All these like spider crabs are like following me. How do I?
No, but this game is kind of weird in like it's usually very unclear where you're trying to go.
Where am I supposed to go? Yeah, I thought this would be more like a 2015 game where it's like go towards the objective indicator. But instead, I'm just jumping around in all this like blood on the street.
So what do you feel? I mean, there's this argument that games are become kind of too hand-holding. But what's your thought on that?
Well, when you don't really care about the game, like, it should be... Wait, let's look at our PDA. Maybe the GPS will tell us where to go. How do we get to the museum?
It's not a good...
Oh, wait, we're almost in the museum.
But we are in the... What?
We are in the museum?
Oh, so we need to go to room 943. Okay, perhaps you can just move straight ahead. What happens if you move straight ahead if we assume that the arrow is actually pointing?
Okay. Like, I'm trying, but all the doors are locked.
Oh,
it looks like we are in the Met. But everything is just so dark, I can't even get a good view of the Met. It's pretty annoying.
Yeah, it's like the Alone in the Dark Night at the museum.
Have you seen that movie?
Yeah, no,
that's about the National
yeah. So
History
it's not the Met. I just realized my error.
But one of my favorite books growing up, it was about these children who hide in the Metropolitan Museum and like, live there.
Oh, cool.
Do you know what book I'm talking about? No, maybe
No.
it's an American child thing. How do I? Where am I going?
And also, like, do the
Let's just skip ahead to the next chapter.
It's a good way of playing games. I think it's really really excellent. What's that?
I can't even see. Okay, let's skip.
But do you think this game would be better if it had more hand-holding?
I think so. Let's go to the
Yeah,
museum.
right. Because in a way, it doesn't seem to be about. It's not the pleasure of discovering the arbitrary mechanics of each individual scene.
No, right? I mean, they put all these mini games in it,
Yeah.
and it seems like with the episode menu structure, they're expecting you to jump around.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and also with the recaps, right?
Yeah, with the recaps. Why else would they? Turning is so slow in this game. What am I?
What? You have to drag the what?
What am I dragging?
I was about to say. Oh, okay.
I'm dragging like some kind of carcass? Ew. Why would I want to do that? Oh wait, now I can't get through that gate though. Oh, let's go here.
But didn't it seem to kind of suggest you should come equipped with a carcass? It seems we've been here like lots. What's that thing?
That's like a sparkly wire. Looks like we're in the Met. We're in some like the main court of the Met. Wait, this is where we were before.
Yeah, but
Nothing has changed. Oh my god. So it seems like we were supposed to go this way, right? Through this laser.
oh,
Let's trip that laser.
what?
Let's go upstairs.
So, what?
Maybe we can... Let's try to go to the... My favorite part of the Met is that room with all the knights and the armor and stuff. Let's try to find that room. It's gotta be in here somewhere.
Yeah, it's very samey everything here, isn't it?
Is there a flashlight? Maybe there's a flashlight I should be activating. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, here's a flashlight. Awesome. Okay, now we can get a better view of the Met. Here's some tapestries. Oh, here's like a statue. This kind of feels like the Met, I guess. Okay, this is
But
much
I
better.
mean, you like Half-Life, right? Doesn't it have a lot of Half-Life thingies in it?
But
Like-
Half-Life, yeah, I guess Half-Life kind of...
Like these? I mean,
Oh, there's a lot of monsters here.
they're kind of complacent.
Oh, okay, cool. This does not look like the Met at all, though. Like, look at these walls.
What?
What kind of museum just puts everything on these, like, barren, like, serial killer concrete walls, right? It's not...
Oh, okay, cutscene. Oh, that's so weird. Right, so this is actually kind of unusual. The camera moves away from us and shows us something that our character cannot actually see.
Oh, so it's like we're supposed to look out for that, right?
Yeah, but also it's kind of, yeah, you get something that we cannot actually see.
I guess so.
It's a little weird.
The art here is just really incoherent, though. Let me try to read this plaque. I can't...
But it's probably, it might be like they didn't feel it, they couldn't.
That's like modern... That's not in the Met, right? That's a little
Yeah.
bit too modern,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I think that's right.
And then there's like a weird like urn here. That doesn't...
But again, it's like the idea of a museum compressed. Yeah, no, yeah, it's like true. Like the modern art feels too modern, doesn't it?
Yeah, this just feels really like wrong and really...
Oh, so we in the cafeteria.
Oh, there's a cafeteria.
Yeah, it's true. There is a cafeteria in the basement, right? Isn't it?
Oh, is this what the basement cafeteria looks like in the Met, though?
It's sort of basement-y.
So we're
isn't it?
in the basement. That would explain why it's all weird concrete. Can I open this door?
It's such a weird icon. Like push. What?
I don't know what I'm pushing.
What you can?
So it's also weird that there's no like choking posters. Like that's like you need choking posters.
Yeah, in
that's
New
like
York,
part of
that's
the health
true.
code, right?
Employees must
Right,
wash hands.
There needs to be something about employee rights, right? None of that is here. Ooh, let's open the fridge.
And call what was like 311.
There's just vodka. Why am I taking all this vodka? Oh. Oops.
What? What's a push? Is that like when you get attacked?
I think it's when the monster... I'm just trying to get some vodka from this fridge, and the monster keeps, like, attacking me. I don't know how to fight it, though, because I skipped all the tutorials where we were fighting things. Oh,
What?
here's some gas. At least it looks like I have a lot of health in this game. That's good.
Yeah. Do you even have health? So it's also, it seems to be very much into body dragging. I think that's a...
It seems so.
It's a subgenre called a body dragger.
And then what's this? This is like a Byzantine, like, uh-oh, I'm about to die, I'm going black and white. I should find some cheats for this game.
But is this the kind of game where they removed the health bar to make it more immersive? Is that?
Why are these Christian icons here next to modern art? Like, the curation here just makes no sense.
Perhaps they're trying to do this more kind of thematic thing, you know, this kind of modern, rather than doing it chronologically.
I mean,
they try to make connections. Or perhaps it's more like it's like a general idea of a museum, and then it's just super packed into a very small space.
Wait, I picked up a... Can I pick up a table and then break through the window with this?
Yeah, that seems right. Did you lock on the window? What?
Wait,
no, that cannot be. Like, that is the one thing. There's a giant window and a table. Like, you cannot...
Like, I thought that's what I'm supposed to do, right?
You cannot do that, no.
Oh, I have a pretty big bad gash on my shoulder. Do you see that?
Yeah.
That's very New York. I don't...
Also, the jacket. That's all. You have a jacket
Oh,
like...
I have a gun now. Wait, I can just shoot them.
You have a jacket like that, right?
I think you're supposed to. I mean, it's a very New York thing to, like, wear black all the time. Oh, I don't have any more ammo.
Oh, that's also very New York, right? It's a...
Everyone carries Glocks.
It's a city of limited
City.
resources.
It's the city of guns. How do I reload this gun? Can I just keep hitting them with tables, maybe?
And it's also true that a lot of New York museums, such as the Met, are quite confusing, actually. So I think that's on the money.
Oh yeah, I have a lighter. Can I just set them on fire? Look at that puny flame. You need a better lighter, dude. That's not... Oh wait, and then in the other hand, I can get the gas. That's what the...
But I think it's what they call like a storm lighter. You can see it's not... The flame is not...
Oh wait, I can throw some vodka down?
Oh,
wait,
no.
why did I throw vodka on the floor?
No. It mentioned like the Molotov cocktail before, right?
Oh, and then that's where I pick up the napkin.
Yeah. Then so you have by some mechanism you have to. But wow.
How do I play this game?
But it's also funny, like it has these random things. Like first earlier we were driving, and suddenly it has.
I'm gonna throw vodka at them.
And now it has this like 3D indicator of the trajectory of where you might throw your Molotov cocktail.
Okay, maybe I'll just pick this up. I wish I could just smack them with it. I'll just keep throwing chairs at them. I think that's not gonna work. I think we should try to find another way around.
But do you ever this like it would be great to be able to contact the people who made this game originally, and because it seems
Eden Games, yeah, they might still be working.
Yeah, or not, right? Because like
right?
depending how the game did.
Oh, there's some masks. Wait, so this is African art. So this makes no sense, right? Because the Met is actually organized in all these different wings, right? There's an African art wing. There's like Greek antiquities wing. There's like a medieval. There's like a medieval tapestry. It looks like, right? I'm just not a fan of how this is depicting the Met. This is very unrealistic, I think.
Oh, okay, but there's something about like that area over there. Yeah, that's behind the window, right?
How do I turn the flashlight on again?
Doesn't seem to be like...
I'm throwing vodka again. Okay, let's skip to another chapter. We have time for one more chapter.
So, yeah. So there is a way to play
Let's
this
just
game.
play GTA 4 next time, maybe. I don't know. Okay, let's see.
So room 943, I think that's
Oh,
it.
subway station.
Okay, yeah. Oh, the Eye of Central Park?
Let's go on the subway
Oh,
station.
okay.
On the eye. There's no eye in Central Park.
No.
What are you talking about?
Yes, it's true. What? Oh, did you skip it?
Yeah, I skipped it just because we want to get in on this subway action.
Hey, where the hell do you think you're going?
What? She's just hanging out in this like subway car? Okay.
What the hell was that?
How do I run in this game? Uh-oh, that looks bad. Okay, so the subway, I like the signage here. Like, look at that sign up there. But the idea that this would say track 3 is kind of confusing. It should just say, like, oh, I have to blink. And then it just says, like, Uptown. Is there any, what station is this? The A, C, B, and D? This is the 5th Ave. 84th Street? Is that a real station?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not usually on the Upper West Side a lot.
I think it is, yeah.
I need to take my flashlight out. There, that's better. Oh, there's just all this meat blocking my way. Okay, I can't go upstairs. There's too much meat. The tile doesn't seem quite right. I feel like the tile would be like from floor to ceiling. That just seems kind of wrong.
Or at least like sometimes it's black, right? The lower, if there's a band.
Oh yeah, maybe. Oh, this floor plate is very authentic though, right? Right at the edge of the platform, there's always this bumpy plate so that you know not to go onto the tracks.
But is it too wide here? No, perhaps it's right.
I'll have to kill them all? Uh-oh, that's not happening. This subway car does not seem authentic. Well, maybe it's like one of those older, like, vintage things. But the seating, oh good, they're just stopping there. They're not coming onto the subway. Like, the layout of the seats here seems wrong, right?
Yeah, it's like, what? Yeah.
Also, there should be, like, ads up here, too. There should be more seats here. I don't know why there's not seats going on here.
Oh, so they're throwing...
Oh, they're just, like, waiting here. They're just vomiting meat at me. Can I, like, throw... Oh, no, I'm just lighting my lighter. What else do I have in my inventory?
Because this would be where you do your Molotov cocktail. Oh!
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I don't have any ammo.
It's very angry.
I don't have any objects, though. I think I'm just going to die now. Oh, she's mad. She looks like a New Yorker. Look at that. I like her jeans. All these guys definitely look like New Yorkers. He looks like he's like more of like, oh, he's like a firefighter, right? Because he has red. No, that's just blood. I don't think those are supposed to be suspenders.
What?
Do those look like New Yorkers to you?
Definitely, yeah.
I'll have to blink again.
But it's like the blinking. But it's a. But is that this kind of thing that?
Oh, I'm dead.
What? I don't know how the blinking works. In a way, it's just like, just every now and then you have to blink. I think.
Yeah,
by now
they,
you
like,
can
smear you with poison. You have to blink.
Yeah, and I think wouldn't this kind of be basic game design? Would be more interesting if there were the points in time where you shouldn't be blinking, or like unless
I bet there's probably sequences where you have to close your eyes and just navigate.
Yeah.
Blindly, right? Oh wait. Oh. Is it 2:30? Yeah, it's 2:30. Okay, so let's. This was a really great game.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jesper, for joining
Thanks,
us.
Robert. It's been fun. Yeah.
And thank you for your New York commentary.
Yes.
I think we learned a lot about New York City from this game. Remember, last reminder, please check out Jesper's talk tonight at 7 p.m. up on the 12th floor at 370 J Street in downtown Brooklyn. Bye, Jesper.
Bye, Robert.
Okay, and now we're moving on to our next segment. This will be our last segment of the day. We always like to cap it with Meet a Student segment because we think it's important to bring students out. So we're now presenting Martin.
Yo. What's up?
Hey, Martin, here's your mic. So do you want to switch to the Talking Heads version briefly? So Martin, first, I guess tell us a little bit about yourself. What are your interests as a student, and how's Game Center treating you?
Game Center's great. I'm currently a senior.
You don't have to say it's great, by the way.
No, I actually do enjoy it a lot because I've always had like kind of like varying passions when I came. Like, in high school, I did a lot of 3D work, and then I moved over to programming, and so I could never figure out like what I really wanted to devote my time to. So games were kind of an excuse for me to be able to do like all of that stuff at once. So I've been glad that I've been able to use a bunch of different skills throughout my time at the game center. So that's been good. Yeah.
You seem kind of blurry. Can you?
Am I blurry?
Move
Moving to focus a little bit.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. So what kinds of games are you like studying and interested in making?
I'm interested in making a little more like experiential and abstract games that aren't like clearly defined as like the standard narrative games or like Metroidvania stuff. I'm more interested in like I don't know, like the journey type games that make you like feel a certain way. So I've been making games more like that are a little less structured, like as traditional games are. So yeah, that's what I've been interested in.
Do you have a particular class that you think helped you a lot? Don't say my class, but you know, like, is there a particular class here that like you think like really helped clarify things or like helped hone your thinking and interests on this?
Even though I just started like making experimental games, the class that has helped me the most when it comes to thinking about games has been Action Games.
Action Game
Studio, yeah, with Gabe. The guy that made Ape Out. Just like the way he thinks about games has really impacted my mindset and how I think about games, and just kind of like like looking at like the minutia of games and like all the small details and how they factor into the like greater picture has been really important for me to.
Right, so a lot of stuff about like like game feel and paying attention to like very pure designs and stuff, right? Like the action games.
Yeah, exactly.
I think your game isn't running.
That's not good.
Maybe I didn't double click on it.
Yeah, there you go. It seems like it's gone.
Also, what else should I ask you about? What else should we ask students about? Oh yeah, tell us about your capstone project. Are you doing your capstone year?
Yeah, I'm doing capstone. Like, it's pretty early still, but I'm basically making a single-player version of like the pretty popular genre of like auto battler games that are happening right now. So if you've played like Dota Auto Chess or like League TFT, I'm making a single-player version of that because I think that could be do pretty well. So it's funny that I said that because earlier I said that I'm into more experimental games, but my capstone's a little more structured and like very clear. Like, is it going?
Your game literally isn't running.
It's not good. I mean, it's also on Steam. It's just an older version.
Yeah, let me go grab this on Steam.
Sorry about that.
But keep talking about. Oh wait.
Oh no, there it goes. Yeah, you're good. Word.
Okay, let's cut to the game feed.
Yeah, this is the game that I actually started working on in Action Games. It was like my midterm or something.
Right.
And then I ended up doing an independent study with Gabe the following semester, and then we ended up finishing it, and I released it last fall/winter.
Okay.
So
cool.
it's on Steam. It's free.
Okay, so this is called Crona, right? It's on Steam.
Yep.
And you submitted this to IGF this year.
Yeah, I did submit it. Yeah. So we'll see.
Should we just start?
Yeah, just go.
I guess. Okay.
All right. So the basic controls are A to jump. I'm left, you're right. Okay. Oh no, wait, I'm right, you're left. A little bit of latency because of the stream, I imagine, but it's okay.
Yeah, sorry.
No worries. So yeah, and then the main hook is that if you hold down the right trigger, time gets slowed down for both of us.
Oh.
And then if we both hold it down, it gets slowed down twice as much. So it's kind of like a bullet time like platforming thing where you try and shoot each other. X to shoot.
X to shoot.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then bullets are lethal to both of us, so like your bullets can kill you as well. The number on you is how many bullets you have, and then for some reason the score is not showing up, but the score shows up on the top. So I don't know, it's first to 7. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
You had a clear shot at me.
Exactly. Yeah. Like being in the air is probably when you're most vulnerable because like you have less control over your movement.
Oh, I just killed myself.
Yeah, that's okay.
Wow, this game is really hardcore and hard. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's definitely like for a certain type of like.
But the aesthetics. Oh no.
Yeah.
Wait. So when you freeze time, how do I like stop you from freezing time? I can't.
You can't, but bullets also move you in the opposite direction. So theoretically, like you could shoot downwards to dodge a bullet if you were in midair. Like there are ways around, like playing if time slowed down. Also, I can't slow it infinitely. Eventually, like if I just hold down for a while, I'll lose my ability to do it. I can do it for a while, but see, now I can't do it anymore, and it's like recharging. Based on the saturation of your character. So.
Well, I love the smushiness when I smush.
Squash, yeah, the good old squash and stretch. That's something I learned from action games, like because it makes the jump feel 10 times better, even if the physics is the exact same.
Yeah. Right. So this is like. Oh wait, what the heck? Just what's that?
I just killed you.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, and then it's best.
Oh, there's the score.
Yeah, I don't know why it didn't show up on the last.
Okay. Keep going.
Yeah, this is an interesting map because you can actually blow up this pinata thing.
Oh, this reminds you, it's like a Nidhogg chandelier a little bit too. But it's a pinata,
yes.
Maybe.
And it'll explode in bullets if it gets small enough. Yeah, there you go. And makes it impossible to play the game, but it's fine.
Wait, can I double jump? How do I can't, how do I have to wall jump?
Yeah, the wall jump if you, and also variable jump height, which a lot of people don't intuitively realize, where it's like if you hold on A, you jump a lot higher than you just do by default.
Right.
There's also wrapping.
So you can tap it.
Yeah. Oh my god.
What's the best competitive side view local multiplayer game? What inspired you a lot when making this?
Well, actually, it was like my dislike for Towerfall that made me want to make a game like this.
Okay.
Where it's like that game felt a little clunky to me, and games like
no.
I was actually I instead of being inspired by a particular game, I kind of just took games that I thought didn't do a great job and looked for areas to improve on them.
Inspired by your spite and hate.
Yeah, it's like a joke
very good, very New York.
It's like a joke that I hate video ball because it has so much hit pause. Yeah. So
Tim Rogers,
I know,
if you're watching,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
So. Yeah, anyway.
Oh wait, did I win?
Yeah,
Is
you
that
won.
what that meant?
Yeah,
you let me win.
I mean, I guess you won the first game too. I don't know why this map doesn't have the score, but yeah, there are a bunch of different maps.
Okay.
I'm just gonna reset it so we can get a better map.
Okay.
I mean, it randomly picks from a selection of them. So yeah, there you go.
You should do a shuffle mode. If
I
that's
should
what
do
you
an
want.
algorithm that does not choose the same map twice.
Sorry, I shouldn't be in professor mode right now.
I mean,
we're just friends. We're just friends shooting the shit. We're not teacher and there's no labels here.
It's totally valid. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh. I can't tell whether I'm good or bad at this game.
Yeah, it's so easy to shoot yourself that it ends up being less about killing that person and more about not killing yourself, which is interesting.
Bullets are rare in this one.
Yeah, they spawn a little more often when they're less in this system, but yeah, they're pretty not spawning great. Oh, nice one.
The other day I was streaming and someone on my stream was like, "Oh, you're pretty good at games for an academic," or something like that. And I was like, "Excuse me?"
Yeah. I mean, yeah. When I was working on this game, I played it with Frank a pretty good amount, and he's the standard academic game.
Oh no, Frank's bad at games.
He's that stereotype. Yeah, unfortunately. So.
Yeah, honestly, I played Quake 3 LAN.
Oh, yep.
One time, a bunch of us, a bunch of Game Center faculty, we played Quake LAN, and then Frank, I would win each round because I would just follow Frank and shoot him, and it would be so easy to win.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because he was just easy points.
Yeah. And you play Counter-Strike and stuff, right?
I used to, yeah. Oh, I just killed myself.
So you're kind of used to these reaction-based.
A little bit, but not really.
Really?
I'm retired. I don't play.
Retired?
CS:GO is a mess. Also
It's
extremely illegal and stuff too. So.
Yeah.
Oh god! Oh god!
Yeah.
Oh, I saw that coming.
Gotta shoot down so you get pushed up.
Yeah.
Or you can even shoot a bullet at the bullet to deflect it.
Oh whoa, that's cool. Oh shit! Ah. Oh god, I don't have any bullets. I don't have any bullets. Yeah. Oh wait. Oh god. Okay.
Yeah, that's a bug actually.
What happened?
I just got stuck on you. Yeah. It's
also, there's sticky friction, right, with getting stuck on things.
It's just like one of those moving platform things where it's I'm not handling how the.
Oh, so I'm a platform. I'm the same as a platform.
Not exactly.
And then you parent it.
But but it doesn't really know how to handle dealing with things that are moving and you're on top of it. It doesn't know how to.
You have all the ammo. Give me some ammo. This is absurd.
Because all the physics is hard coded, so I just did special cases for a lot of things and causes some issues. Oh my god.
Oh,
That's
good
something
jam.
that's something we haven't really seen because you've been killing me so fast. Is that like, if you're on your last life and like a bullet comes near you, it kind of does like a zoom and pan thing.
Right.
Like I'm on my last life, so if you shoot near me, I didn't do it, but yeah. Anyway.
Oh, sorry.
No,
I
no,
just
it's
shot at you. I didn't.
Yeah,
shoot
no,
near you.
it's alright. No worries.
Okay, now gloves off. Just
Yeah.
destroy me now.
To
Stop.
show you. I mean,
Show me how
this
it's
latency.
done. Show me what.
I'm not gonna like.
Okay,
make
okay,
excuses.
controller. Okay, it's latency. Oh,
there we go.
it's
Yeah,
latency.
okay.
Oh.
Oh, alright, but yeah, let's see.
Like, just like wreck me right now.
I mean, I'm actually not very good at my own game. Which is kinda
What?
funny. Pretty sure Gabe beats me at it. There we go.
So you have to get Gabe in here?
Yeah.
Oh crap.
Oh my god. Oh no.
Oh, damn it. Oh.
Unfortunate for you. What happened?
Get over here. Oh, whoa.
Oh, that was close.
Oh, good. Oh, no. Oh, duh.
Oh no. Wait,
Oh, give me the bullet.
now
Give me
it's
the
how-
ammo. Give me the
No,
ammo.
Don't shoot me. No. Oh no. Oh no, you have all the ammo. It's over.
I said don't let me win.
I'm not trying to.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no.
I almost just shot myself.
Oh crap.
Bullet almost wrapped and killed you.
I can't get that ammo. It's so hard to get that one.
There it is.
Oh, crap. Oh
my god, I missed. Oh no.
Oh crap.
I don't have any ammo.
Damn it. Oh no. Oh no, no. If you shoot me, I'm giving you an F.
What? In what class?
All of them.
You don't teach me anymore.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh my god,
give me
no.
a bullet. I
Oh
stole
my
it- I
god.
stole it
Oh
from
my
you.
god.
Oh my.
Oh my god. Oh.
This is.
Oh.
Oh, well, still active. Okay, that's tragic.
Oh crap, I didn't have any ammo.
Okay.
Damn.
Close one, 3-2. You don't have any ammo,
Oh
buddy.
crap.
Goodbye. Sayonara.
Thought I did. Oh,
you were
very close.
You were invulnerable from being
crap.
from respawning. That's why you didn't die to that bullet.
I can't get that ammo. That one is just the worst. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait, I want to catch this. Give me.
Oh no, you have two.
Oh my god, how did I not get you? Damn it.
Oh, okay. Last life, buddy.
Oh crap.
You're invulnerable. That's so
Oh.
unfortunate. I got you. Yeah. Good game.
Good game. Wait, how are we doing on time? Oh, we have 15 minutes left.
Oh, that's a lot of time.
I didn't realize this game would be so short. Should we just keep playing this?
Up to you. What do you think?
Also, I'm kind of tired. I might want to end the show early. I
can do
think
that.
Julia wants to go home too. Let's play one more round. Okay, one more round.
Like best of
One
3
more-
or one more game?
For the whole set.
How about, let's just finish. It's 1-1. So let's just play. Let's just finish this.
Okay.
All right. Oh my god. Oh yeah, you also knocked it down. Yeah.
Oh. Oh crap. Oh crap.
I guess I'm gonna get an F.
Oh my god. You're getting so many Fs.
Oh my
okay,
god.
there we go.
Come on. Oh, I jumped into that. No, that's not good. Oh, nice one. Oh my god. Where'd
Oh wait,
you
I
go?
can't even see what's going on.
I don't have any bullets. This is not good.
I can't even see where I am.
Yeah.
Oh crap. No.
Yeah, it's definitely a little hard to see. That's like.
But like that's the point.
Yeah. That's the point, for sure.
Oh, how did I
it
not
used to be
know?
worse, and I toned it down a lot.
Oh wow.
The
Yeah,
pinata.
you do like chromatic aberration. It looks like.
I'm trying to get them as much mileage out of the post-processing stack as I possibly can because I don't know anything about shaders. So like yeah, there's bloom, chromatic aberration, vignetting, all that stuff is happening.
Oh god. Oh no. Oh my god.
Oh, you're invulnerable. You're
oh.
invulnerable.
Okay.
That's so lucky.
Oh crap.
Looks like the end is near, Robert. Maybe not. I'm on my last life. Oh, it's 1-to-1.
I can't. Those look like ammos.
Yeah, that's true. I should fix that.
So I would just not make them white, right?
I thought there was no professor mode.
Too late. Oh my god, no!
That was
oh
the
my
game.
god.
That was like for the game
Oh
too.
my god. Oh my god.
I'm gonna wrap and kill
oh my
you.
god.
Wrap.
Oh my god.
Okay, we're good.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
1-to-1.
I need ammo. Give me ammo. Oh my god.
I have
I'm
one.
giving you an F. I'm giving. You're getting.
Oh, I
an F.
missed.
Oh my god. Oh, I just need ammo. Okay, I have some ammo.
I just killed myself.
Oh.
That's tragic. Well,
Typical student.
yeah, it's true. Alright, well yeah, that was it. You won the
okay.
on the set.
How much time do we have? Okay, maybe we'll stop here while I'm ahead.
Yeah, sounds good.
Does that sound good? So that we can just say I'm the champion?
Sure.
Okay, thank you for coming
Yeah,
on the show.
thank you for having
Ryan.
me.
Good luck in the IGF.
Thank you.
And I guess let's cut to the talking heads. Cool. Okay, so that's it for Game Center Live today. If you're watching and you're an NYU Game Center student, you should come on the show, right? Martin, did you have fun?
Yeah, it was great.
Right? See, and I didn't even make him say that. He just
Even
said that.
I even lost to you, and I still enjoyed it.
He lost to
So,
me,
you know.
and he still had a good time. So
Yeah.
please, if you're an NYU Game Center student, please just DM me, and we can figure it out and try to get you on the show, play one of your games, and you have to let me win.
Can I come back when I release my next game to promote it?
Maybe next semester.
Maybe next semester? Yeah, I mean, it'll probably be around that time, so.
We'll see.
Okay, we'll see. All right, cool.
Okay, but anyway, thanks everyone for hanging out. Thanks everyone for watching the stream. We are probably going to stream again next week. I think our special guests, I don't know who our special guest will be, but we'll have another special guest. We'll have another student showing up. Should be super fun. And thanks for tuning in. Want to cut to the credits? So, credits. I was your host and director, Robert Yang. News co-host was Naomi Clark. The operator behind the scenes is Julia Delmato. Graphics was done by Winnie Song. And captioning was by Mirror by Night of Steno Night Cart Services. So, thanks everyone for watching. And bye. Have a good day.
See you next week.
See you next week.